So, what is the role of AI today in terms of your photography?
The role of AI in photography is the same as the role of the cousin brother in the wedding.
When you go to the client, what power you show? Celebrity wedding, 500 weddings.
This happened at Akash's wedding, this happened at Sonam's wedding, this happened at Rana's wedding. Emotionally, those stories are just heart-wrenching.
What is the ratio? Like जहाँ पे आप bridegroom ने आपको ज़्यादा select किया?
It's like choosing the Bahu in a 1960 Indian movie. Instagram page is the mannequin on the shop front. Every day you have to come and change clothes. A wedding is not just those 3 days. It is 6 months before, then 6 months of preparation, then 3 days of celebration, probably a 1 month of just rejoicing those memories, right?
What is the difference between the celebrity weddings and the regular clients? How demanding they are?
The NDA of a celebrity wedding is greater than the wedding vows they write.
Made you won Fearless Photography Award in California, and that too not once, twice, it's 8 times. Bride crying or groom dancing.
Bride crying during Vidai and our team getting the payment in the background.
Welcome to the another episode of All About Weddings. Today we have Anand Rathi. He is the co-founder of Reel and Frame. They have shot more than 500 weddings in 32 countries and 5 continents, and they have done more than 20 plus celebrity weddings. Wow, Anand, welcome to this channel. And how did you did this? How did you this make happen? 500 weddings, 32 countries and 5 continents plus wedding of Ambani's, Adani's, Sonam Kapoor and whatnot. How did this happen?
Rajat, thank you for the introduction. You make me sound like someone who has a real LinkedIn profile. So, just to give you some context, I'm not from the wedding world. I'm not from the photography space. I started off like most people in India start when they have to find their true mission. I enrolled myself in an engineering college to find my real love in life. And I did not stop at my first degree. I went on to get an even more expensive one, an MBA in US. Came back, was in corporate finance, and somewhere this passion of photography was developing. And I did what most people in their youth do, more so these days. We jump out of the plane first, and then we figure out how to build a parachute. So that's how my journey started. It was, me at a friend's wedding with my, first toy camera, you can say, right? Like, those non-professional cameras. And over the last 15 years, it has snowballed into this beautiful journey of reels and frames where I've had the pleasure of traveling the world, shooting some amazing moments and making great friends while I'm at it.
So friends does matter. We also started with our friend's sister's wedding. Devang,
Yeah. So Anand, it's amazing to have you on the show.
Thank you.
A simple question. Why would a client pick you as a photographer and a videographer?
So, three reasons. Good looks, and good looks. No, I mean, jokes apart, I really, if I could, right, I would love to have some pinpointed reason as to why a vendor, be it a planner, be it a photographer, should be picked. But the more I've been in the industry, I realized you may be getting into a love marriage or arranged marriage with your partner, your spouse to be, but you're definitely getting into an arranged marriage with your vendor. Right? There is no right answer. Yeah. So you've got to have those multiple meetings until you feel the vibe, until you feel the love. For some people, meritocracy stands out, right? The number of awards you have won. Fortunately, we've won a few. The kind of people you've covered, have you covered people in their friend circle? For some people, all that doesn't matter. They're just there to see your body of work. And for some people, it is, unfortunately, it is a bhajiwala. So it is 2 kgs of traditional photography and 1 kg of candid, right? It's just concerned about the man hours being spent, and so be it, right? So to each on their own, but why a client should hire us is a very complicated weighted average decision. We are just out. I mean, hopefully, we get hired more for our meritocracy than the other factors.
so I can say that when you go to the client, What power you show? Celebrity wedding, 500 weddings, and I know your work speaks automatically because you are too good in that field. So when you give a presentation to the client, when you talk to the client, what do you say first to them?
Oh, you're asking me to spill my business secrets, huh, Rajat? This is no, I did not see that coming. But um, it's a very interesting question, Rajat, because after a while, once you've been there and done that, what should your sales pitch look like is a very crucial question. What do you sell? And I've realized this has happened at Akash's wedding, this has happened at Sonam's wedding, this happened at Rana's wedding. We've shown them films that we shot 7, 8 years ago. Visually, those films look dated, but emotionally, those stories are just heart wrenching. They will string a chord in your heart. And for someone who's in the business of movies or someone who's, India's premier family, if they can connect with that, then I think the clue is right there. You do not need to upsell the rest of the paraphernalia. Right? You don't need to upsell them how fancy of an office you have or how much you've traveled or how educated you are. You just need to get string some hard chords.
I think sometimes it happens that you don't have to hard sell yourself.
Exactly.
It's love at first sight with a vendor.
Yeah.
Now the work speaks automatically. You don't need to say, I guess so.
No, in fact, there is in this today's day and age, there is actually more noise about you. An interesting activity, you can try it out. I did that recently. Just ask ChatGPT, what do you think of 7x weddings? Right? You'll be surprised with the answer. Right? And ChatGPT is basically picking up everything from the internet. You'll be shocked to see how much noise is there and then how little of what you would have wanted to say. So the sales pitch is actually more or less clearing that noise for the clients that look, here's who we are, right? So let's not solely depend on the internet as a yardstick.
So now you brought AI here.
Yeah.
So what is the role of AI today
Huh.
in terms of a photography? Because everybody's thinking AI. So does it really making your work more good, or how it is affecting?
The role of AI in photography is the same as the role of the cousin brother in the wedding. And you will relate to this more as a planner because there is always one cousin brother who organizes college fest and hence he thinks he can organize the wedding. Just extrapolate and this is it, right? Thoda sa scales bada hai, budget bada hai, right? But so he has the rough knowledge. AI has the rough knowledge and it's going to make some estimate on what the reality should look like, how an image should look like. Or it tries, right? But unfortunately, our weddings happen only once, right? There is no retake, there is no chance of error. There's a lot of human instinct that comes in, and AI at best can help you polish the work, but not create the said work itself.
So Anand, most of the time when you are being invited by a family, ठीक है, तो कभी कभार आप ब्राइड ग्रूम आपको सिलेक्ट करते हैं या तो आपको इनवाइट करते हैं, कभी पेरेंट इनवाइट करते हैं, कभी आप फ्रेंड्स से रिकमेंडेड होते हो. आपने इतनी शादियां की है, which what is the ratio, like जहां पे आप ब्राइड ग्रूम ने आपको ज्यादा सिलेक्ट किया है, what is the kind of ratio?
Choosing a vendor is like choosing the Bahu in a 1960 Indian movie, where the entire family swits, right? And it's a swayamvar where you have to please 10 people. Right? So
I absolutely agree.
it is you cannot get away with just being the bride's favorite, right? Because it's just not the bride's wedding. The Indian ethos works a little differently. Because the bride might say, I want this photographer or planner or decorator. But towards the end, before the wedding starts, parents inevitably will get involved. Emotions are running high, multiple stakeholders. So it is better that you have everybody on the same page with regards to you being the choice for the job at the very start. So even if the bride says, oh, you know what, I'm taking the decision, before the signing, we request that, hey, do you mind if we say hi to your parents? We'll just like to introduce ourselves so that we're not strangers with a camera. And you'd be surprised how many times it's helped us do our job better. That's the Swayamvar in short.
So bride chooses you, and we have Regional Frames Instagram page is speak louder than the words. Okay, so it's so fascinating to see Reels and Frames Instagram page. Does it really get you a good client, or does it affect your business? Like how it goes off? Like bride, because when we see when bride sees, I am 100% sure bride and groom must fall in love with Reels and Frame when they see the Instagram page. So how do you make that possible? How do you choose a photograph and how do you put it up, and how it works on your business?
A simple philosophy, Rajat. Instagram page is the mannequin on the shop front. Every day you have to come and change clothes so that a customer who's walking on the high street notices your shop, comes inside and sees the good stuff. You cannot possibly put up all the good stuff on the shop front. So that's where Instagram exists. And we've just come to sort of, we keep changing clothes. I don't think we have nailed our algorithm yet. Nobody knows as far as I know. But yes, for sure, you get a sense of what should be out on the mannequin.
You have to keep that mystery alive.
You have to keep that mystery alive.
Still say there was a time, Anand, when before COVID, that photographer used to give the data till 90 days, 4 months, 5 days. And Reel and Frame were one of the first movers who used to give all edited photos, because I think Reel and Frame, and as a Anand Rathi, you are one of the founder of that app which can deliver the photographs in just 2 days. So does it works in business?
Oh, for sure. That is something you got to move with age. If everybody is very Instagram oriented, right? And the word Instagram is instant gram, right? There is instant within the word. So the consumption is, of course, now the consumption window is probably a week, right? How do you cut through 40, 50,000 raw images within a week? And I really tried finding software as I could, right? Couldn't find engineering degree, some knowledge.
That works.
So, Dad, if you're listening to this, the entire degree did not go waste. I actually redeemed some of it. So we made the tool. It helped. It helps us cut the human effort by multiple factors. And at the end of the day, every vendor in the wedding, you are delivering an experience. Even food, howsoever productized your offering may be, you are all about the experience. So the delivery within 1 week is not some kind of a flex. It's about giving that experience to the clients, and it does make a huge difference. Now, delivery using face recognition, right? We did it first at Akash Ambani's wedding, right? And that was like 5-6 years ago now. And now it's almost like it is taken for granted. वो तो हो ही रहा है, right? So you can imagine that it took me 6 long years for it to become mainstream. But I'm so happy because imagine the experience nationwide or even worldwide that we're able to bring about with this small change, small tweak.
You brought this change to this
I
industry.
made the first application.
He is the pioneer who made this happen, who broke the jinx of getting photographs delivered in 3 months to I think 7 days. So we can proudly say that Anand Rathi is the co-founder of an app which delivers the photograph with the proper face recognition in 7 working days.
But I still keep wondering, out of this array of 10, 20,000 photographs, how you can compile it to one particular reel and how authentic you can make it so
Yeah.
that it connects their heart, their soul, because it's all about everyone to come in that frame, actually, the entire family. Someone is blissed out and you just feel that, oh, this guy is not there, or this lady is not there.
When you have to cut down 10,000 photos to say 100 photos to tell a story, right, of a wedding, a wedding is not just those 3 days. It is 6 months before, maybe a lot of years before. Maybe their story started many, many years before. Then 6 months of preparation, then 3 days of celebration, probably a 1 month of just rejoicing those memories, right? You have to compact that into this 1 minute a reel or 100 photos, right? So as a photographer, your job is your selection process. You cry a little, then you discard some photos, then you cry a little more, then you discard some more, till you are down to that small funnel. Because again, our attention spans are unfortunately that of a goldfish now. 15 seconds, 30 seconds, you have to present the content. But regardless, I feel the joy of reliving those 100, it is a heirloom. It gets passed on. I have so many clients who are now showing those 100 photos or 2 minute videos to their kids. Their kids are of an age where they can understand. Boss, nothing makes you feel so rejoiced than a kid who can barely speak coming up to you and saying, "Oh, you shot Mama Papa's wedding."
Yeah, that's so fun. Good, so good.
That is me directing How I Met Your Mother ka season 1, episode 1, yeah. This is
And you can start with that because you're always the path breaker and you always innovate new things. So you should start the season now.
Shall
So, Anand, out of all these weddings we've done, I think you came across a lot of business families, topmost business families, I can say, and a lot of Bollywood celebrities you've attended. What is the difference between the celebrity weddings and the regular clients? How demanding they are?
honest answer? The NDA of a celebrity wedding is greater than the wedding vows they write. So before you enter, the amount of paperwork is insane. In a regular wedding, around the bar there'll be uncles, right? That uncles are hovering around the bar. In a celebrity wedding, any given uncle may have guards hovering around them. So there is obviously that
Putting
everyone's
the stickers on the camera and for the other
exactly stickers on the camera. Everybody is a celebrity,
hoteliers and all.
right? So, but once you get used to the ecosystem, the ethos of who is what, you come to steer through it. Second thing is, you'll be surprised. Most people think that celebrity weddings would be, or bigger weddings would be about us just winging it and, oh, it's too big. And maybe the client doesn't have the nitty gritty and the intricacies of, say, something like photography. Why would they care? You'll be surprised. Not only do they care, they know the technicals much better than a common person. They are super smart. They know exactly which profile to shoot. Right? I've gotten requests from celebrity clients where they're like, my right profile is better than my left profile. In my head, I'm thinking, ma'am, your left profile has more views than my entire Instagram account combined.
So they reduce your pain or they give you more pain?
So start is that your baptism by fire. So at the very start, you will get so much of briefing. It might look a little overwhelming that, oh my God, there's like crazy amount of specific instructions. But once you enter the setup, you realize that why it was so, and then it's a smooth sail. So their planning is top notch, but once they're in the event, obviously they switch on their micro.
Out of this planning, how punctual they are. I mean, they set the flow, they set the timings, timelines, and everything.
Very punctual. In fact, I've come to respect the fact that they are celebrities of their world, be it business, be it movies, other aspects, sports. They are celebrities because they are way more disciplined than your average man, right? So if they have to come out for your media pictures at 7:30, it will not be 7:35. They're very respectful about other people's time as well.
Oh, that's a good thing to
Yeah,
know
because
about
most of the
them.
time you need to set that light, you need to have that perfect shot with that lighting and all. I think you must be guiding them. So
Because
they
they
have to.
understand the subject. So I think it makes some time your work easy because they know that 7:30 or 6:30 sunset is getting now. So they have to come 6:30 straight.
It's almost like how we often compare Indian weddings and American weddings, right? American weddings, you stick to the show flow, everybody shows up in the dress code. Imagine having that work ethic with all your vendors, right? That
Out of that, have you ever dictated the dress code for certain shoot? Have you ever dictated like have you guided them that okay, this should be the color of the.
to my team, every shoot, 100%. And I wish I could say that, just buy three kurtas, one light beige and one dark and one black, and that's it, you're done. Every season we are shopping because, if it says shades of pink, then it has to be shades of pink for us, right? We like to wear things that help us camouflage in with the guests, right? We don't want to be standing out because that helps us then be almost invisible with our camera. So that we don't catch the corner of someone's eye, we can do our job. But that means that in a given season, you're just basically shopping, shooting, shopping, shooting, shopping all the time.
Anand, we have gone through many reels of yours, many short films of it. This reel have a story behind it. It's lovely music, lovely story behind it. So it's a bride and groom story which you portray to the world when they see it, or it's a common discussion between the family and you. How you fix up a music, how you do that. This is something very good, and every reel speaks about themselves. So it's between you and bride and both, and how it works.
My benchmark, Rajat, and you're a very social person. We've hung out enough. We've hung out casually. We've hung out over a drink, and my yardstick is very simple. If I'm making a wedding film, the story should be such that if I'm hanging out with you at a bar, you, my friend, at a bar, I should be able to narrate and enjoy, and you should enjoy that story over a beer. Yeah. It should be like this. Hey, listen, I met this person and such and such and such. My wedding story should look exactly like that. If I've done that, if Rajat, my friend, can hear someone else's wedding story from my mouth, then possibly he will enjoy seeing it through my visuals. Very simple philosophy.
So your passion made me add it. Now I can see you're too passionate. You got an award, Photo Bravery Award in California.
Fearless photographer.
So I guess this passion of yours towards filming and toward the wedding photography made you won Fearless Photography Award in California, and that too not once, twice. It's 8 times. It's commendable. So really, it's. Can you tell us how it happens?
So for the first 30% of my career so far, Rajat, because you are a chicken without head, right? You're just running around, no idea of what art should mean, no idea of how to do business, right? And I used to just ogle at the accounts of our Western counterparts. And this is, I'm talking 10, 15 years ago. And you would always think, my God, these guys are gods. It would be amazing to be even 2% of them, right? And and these guys, obviously, we got their attention, or they got our attention because they were winning these awards which are globally recognized. So for first 30% of my career, I didn't even have the courage or the mettle to submit entries. We consider ourselves so far back. How to win an award, I don't know, right? But the thirst for having your landmark, and I feel proud that as Indians, we are doing, like you or me of India, are doing a phenomenal work to put Indian weddings on the global landscape. Right?
That's so
Today,
good.
nobody can say ki our Indian weddings don't seem as as well organized or as intricate as an American wedding. I think we're beating the Westerners at this aspect of things.
It's a 3-day marathon which you guys shoot, because you are the only agency who starts from scratch and goes till the end. From planning to Vidai, you are the only agency who are sticking around in the entire area and there and shooting every moment of it. So the kind of hard work photographers and the photo agency and the you come photographer do, it's something commendable.
They have to always be ready on the site before the client comes in,
In fact, they
probably
don't
half an
sleep.
hour
Yeah,
back.
we worked as a team.
Always on the road.
4:30 lunch finish. 5 o'clock they have to come for a bride shoot for a sunset, and then 8 o'clock dinner. Then 11 o'clock vidai, and this is something
Quite relatable to
crazy.
the wedding planners.
I think only second to wedding planners. I'm pretty sure in terms of number of hours. Of course, wedding planners put in the most hours on a wedding, but it's almost inhuman and little less inhuman. That's the kind of comparison between the hours a wedding planner and a photographer does.
But I tell you what, this
Yeah.
comes out of madness. This
Yeah, there is a certain
Passion.
Passion.
An engineer becoming a photographer, founding
Absolutely.
a company called Reels and Frame. How you think a photographer can be an engineer? That's passion. That's a sheer passion.
Yeah. Also, I'm at a point of no return. Now my resume doesn't allow me to go back to corporate. So I'm solely committed to this. But you're right. It is a job which cannot come from pure drive for money. Money can be a driver, but at some point there is something else which is allowing us to do 18 hours day, 3 days at a stretch.
You don't feel that pressure,
And you're still smiling, right? When you're looking at the client, you're still smiling. For some reason, it's coming from inside. You don't have to fake it. So I love it for the simple fact that your emotions will surprise you. At every wedding, your own emotions. You might be tired like half an hour ago. In your head, you're going, I just want to sleep. But the next hour, you see that bride coming down and she's crying, and you almost feel like, yeah, I can
Yeah, let's
I can resonate with you Which other profession in the world gives you that?
Anand, I'm coming blunt to you. You are known as a celebrity photographer, your company is too good, and people say you charge, or any big company charge too much. And I've spoken at all the places, but yes, it is a huge amount. How do you justify that? I know the kind of amount of hard work you guys do. How do you justify? And I know you deserve that. How do you justify that a premium or a good amount of money? Because earlier it was 1 lakh, 2 lakh rupees the photographer, 4 photographer used to come and they used to shoot it. But today photography is itself a big subject and a big expense. How do you justify that expense towards the entire wedding thing?
We are costly, not expensive. There's a thick and a thin line if you split it.
So I say quality comes at a cost.
Yeah, we are costly, no doubt. We are very cognizant of the fact that we are costly. And let me give you some yardstick benchmark here also. I don't think I will afford reels and frames at my own event. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's been a lot of years of hard work to reach a stage where I'm happy to say I can't afford my own company for my personal events. I don't actually. But there is a difference between expensive and costly. There is a certain cost going into making this product. You're hiring artists who are well educated. We spend a fair amount on their training. There's a lot of back end infrastructure.
Edit cost, everything
Exactly.
comes.
So that's a-
लोगों को लगता है एक फोटो खींची काम हो गया.
This
ऐसा
is art
नहीं होता.
actually. This is
It's an art.
completely an art. There's no record for the art actually.
Right, but unlike an MF Hussain who can draw a horse, and whether you understand the horse or not decides the price of the said art piece, in our case, there's actual tangible man hours being spent at the back end, right? Before and after the
Plus
project.
the gadgets and the software.
Exactly. So there is the OPEX cost or the CAPEX cost, both of which are just very, very tangible. You know that operationally he has employed so many people to come and shoot. CAPEX wise, they purchase certain amount of cameras or computers or office rent. So we are costly, not expensive.
Anything comes, quality is an expensive affair and it should be. Now, every reel of yours, most of your reel of yours are having millions of views. And the today bride and groom, everybody wants their wedding reel should be seen. What magic you do, man.
Um, I, I'll give you an example from a very recent wedding we did in Fairmont, Udaipur. It was Varmala sequence, which became
saw that.
Rain Varmala, right? And here's the beauty about human emotions. The unpredictability of it sometimes is the very thing that attracts you to it. Right? Otherwise, people don't like unpredictability in their life. But hua kya that when the Varmala was supposed to happen, so the groom is standing, the bride's supposed to enter in about 15 seconds. From 0th second to the 30th second, it went from completely dry to thunderstorm, right? Thunderstorm of the level that you are getting drenched. There's no place to run around. You are getting drenched. Us samay, my team, for whatever reason, took the call. Ki we are 5 of us. We need one camera to shoot the feras at the very least. So we need to secure one camera, which means 4 cameras can be risked. And in that thunderstorm, mind you, it was a proper thunderstorm, right? Cats and dogs. They just decided we will go for it till the battery is alive. If the equipment is functioning, we will go for it. And so we did. So there we were.
Very tough call.
Very, very tough.
Power
Very
of
tough call in that
experienced
moment,
photographer, yaar, and an experienced company. That's the power of
So we put everything on the line. Our backup plan was very simple. If 4 cameras fail, we have one to shoot the feras, which is sort of important. Feras will happen, whatever said and done. But there we were, 4 people, whatever we could find to take a cover. And we're there actually running around with the chhatri and this. And after a point, the chhatri also flew away. So there we are, standing in the middle of the rain till the camera can survive.
But I tell you, this
they
call comes with the cohesive effort and the kind of team what these people will be having, you know.
So this, I'm sure in planning, right, it is almost infectious. One person's energy suddenly becomes a domino effect. Everybody is suddenly energized. And that's the beauty of, and that sort of then rewards also. I think on social media, that reel right now is at 15 odd million. We didn't ask for it. We really hope every reel does that well. But I guess the raw emotion.
Because in wedding there is no retake, and you have to capture that moment. That's the funda.
Absolutely.
Because whenever we sit with a client, he will come once to us for his daughter's or son's wedding, and we know there is no chance of retake, and that you capture it, and beautifully.
Sadly, our business has no repeat business, but we really hope for it also. There should be no repeat business coming from that bride and that groom.
Yeah. Nee, but the son's wedding or there.
No, family se repeat business okay, but not from the bride and the groom. We want the marriage to stay, man. We want that.
So Devang, I know you have planned some funny things with
Yeah,
him.
so I just
So start off with it.
want to end this session with something quirky and funny anecdote you must have faced from all of these weddings, I guess. Some few moments, which makes you smile, even if I'm sure there are a lot of moments running through your mind right now. One moment which you would like to share.
I'll actually give you some context and I'll share that picture with you later. But let me quickly show it to you so that you have some context, and then I'll send the picture to you later. 1 second. Hanji. So this is a picture. This is one of my favorite pictures. It was one of my first few weddings, and I'll tell you the story behind it also. And if you can see the picture, right? So what is happening in the picture is that there is a sindoor moment that's about to happen, and there is flower shower that is planned. Something we've seen over many weddings. But the flower guy, he decides to, for whatever reason, he overclocks the pressure, right? So initially it's not working, and the groom is like, hand is going up, and he's like looking, it's not working, it's going up, not working. Suddenly he kicks the machine, and at one go, 4, boom. So everybody in the picture is thinking the mandap is having a structural collapse. Gaya is one of those accident moments that will be in Times of India tomorrow, which is happening at the highest moment of your wedding, which is the sindoor. And
Band baja barat moment, kicking of the
band baja bang moment ho gaya, right? And we captured it, of course, right? We were just, I guess something kicked in, and we were like, let's capture it instead of worrying about stage gira, we'll see that. And of course, we quickly after this, the groom and the bride's expression normalized. But this has been 12 years now.
Quick 3 questions. Favorite moment: bride crying or groom dancing?
Bride crying or groom dancing? Oh, it's a very tough one. But I'm the one who does both, right? If a groom is dancing, I'd probably be dancing and shooting the barat.
Which is your favorite?
Ah, no, man. My favorite moment is bride crying during Vidai and our team getting the payment in the background.
Achha, now which get more hit? Crying bride or a dancing groom?
Oh, brides. Brides. It should be called bridegram. It should not be called Instagram. It is all about the bride. They are the center of the universe. That's the Copernicus's theory of Instagram. The center of the universe is the bride.
So bride dictating
You cannot
for
deviate that.
bride dictating you for the mandap that don't do this, do this. This is the funny moment.
That happens. Every 1 in 10 bride will still have. She has still not switched off the event planner in herself, and she's looking at you when the fairas are happening.
Have bride dictated you? I am walking straight for my Varmala. Am I looking right? Take this action, take this pose. Have someone done this with you?
Oh yeah. There's obviously everybody wants to look perfect, right? And why not? They have all the right. They put in the effort. 6 months has gone into that moment. So
एक context है, every family wants to know जब bride groom की वरमाला होती है तो सबसे बीच में तुम लोग होते हो.
right.
How to avoid this? As a planner and as a family, I
Okay,
want to know
then
that.
I'll give you
and
one.
I've seen a lot of phrase from Reel and Frame that it is not done. How you will do that?
I will give you one more picture, which I'll send to your team. This is a wedding. This is the first wedding that happened in Geo Convention Center. Right now, there are 8 photographers. Zoom in all you want and try and spot any of them.
Is it possible?
So you can see the size of the venue, right? So imagine the scale of the wedding, right? And of course, this is a very high-profile wedding, etc., etc. The family's brief was very simple. that we want our fairas to have no movement of people. We want to actually sit down. It's a religious ceremony. We want to enjoy it like that, right? And we want our guests to be able to see the bride and the groom. So if you keep doing your Cirque du Soleil in front of the mandap, how will that happen? We said, fair enough. How big is the venue? The venue is about little short of 100 meters lengthwise, and it's an auditorium style.
The geo convention. We can announce it.
Yeah, we can completely. So 100 meters is a long venue, right? And then draw an arc. So how do you do that? We told the family these are the spots where we want our photographers to be. And if you've ever seen a wildlife photographer, they come with those huge, big lenses. So for the first time, we were shooting a wedding with wildlife lenses. Right. We were at a distance, like a tiger cannot see a wildlife photographer, the bride and groom could not see us. For the guests, we were invisible. And of course, we set up our meetings with the light designer, the family, everybody was in sync. And that is how we were able to shoot an entire Fairas from a distance of close to 100 meters.
3 words, 3 things, 3 lines. Why we should have read in frame to shoot my son's or my daughter or my sister's wedding.
Oof, 3 adjectives for reels and frames. That's a tough one. I guess we are honest. That would be probably something I'll be proud of. My team is honest. Um we are emotional. You can call us emotional fools if you would be, but that is, I think, one of the ways you empathize, not sympathize. You empathize with the other person. You can feel their joy. You can feel their sorrows. That is our philosophy. And third, I guess I want to say there is some merit in our work. I mean, some awards, some features, some clients goes on to.
In your context, that I think the exposure, overall exposure, what you have from your tenure, I think that's the.
There is. I think I can take that badge on my chest that being long enough, you've seen every possible aspect or most possible aspects of most weddings. So that does help.
So reel and frame is a composite package of exposure, celebrity, traveled across 32 continents and 32 countries and 5 Asia. What else the bride and groom needs is a perfect packaging system, perfect package for them. हाँ थोड़ा सा expensive है, costly है, but trust me guys, they do fantastic job.
Yeah.
And the point which you said, shooting a Fera without a circus of photographer. I was asked by my client couple of days back, how do you manage it? How can you manage it? And I was like, there is one company who can do it. And thank you for showing me the picture. I can proudly take an onus and go back to them that yes, we can do that.
Fair enough. Thank you. Really appreciate your kind words.
So Anand, it was amazing candid chat with you and a good learning. I think we'll work more together. I'm sure we'll make more stories to talk about. Thanks for coming to our show, All About Weddings.
Thank you, Devang. Thanks, Rajat.
Me and Rajat are always grateful, and so is our 7X Weddings team.
We can't disclose the client name, but we did one big fat wedding together with a lot of do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Bride, don't do this, but the way your team handled, frame team handled the bride, it was too good, too brilliant. The finicky bride was handled by your team in excellent way.
Thank you. I'll take that compliment back to the team. I cannot take credit for it fully, but really appreciate your time. It was a pleasure being here. And even I have some thing to share from my side. It was only after the wedding that I realized Rajat was the planner because, as I said, I'm one of the founders within the company, and my co-founder was present at the said wedding. But he came back with all positive raving reviews. And it only added cherry on the cake when I realized that Rajat and I grew up probably 700 meters away from each other in Jaipur. So I think it was bound to happen. The reconnection happened after a very, very long time, but so happy and so proud of what 7X is doing.
So one Jaipurite is conquering Mumbai, opening Renal Frame, and other Jaipurite is conquering Gujarat, opening 7X weddings with Devang.
And I'm connecting the dot in Ahmedabad.
Yeah, you are actually a charger of us who keeps on charging us and making it happen. Sutradhar, yes. You're a navigator for all of us. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you, Raj.
And thank you so
Thank
much.
You, Devang.
It was so candid.
Pleasure.